Hello and welcome to Living with Autism. We will be doing a series of videos for our viewers to watch, and we will talk about autism and we are going to bring you real life stories. Today we have lovely Hanaa with us. Hanaa is an amazing mum and she is also a director of an amazing CIC. Welcome, Hanaa.
Hi, Feria. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So, please tell us a little bit about yourself and your amazing organization.
Hi, so my name's Hannah. I'm a mum of two severe profound ASD boys, um, one with brain damage as its primary diagnosis and one with severe pica, but ultimately under the umbrella of autism. And our CIC, so it's myself and my two beautiful sisters who are based in East London and I'm based in West London. Hopefully, we are hoping to disperse to all around London and even further. We already actually have mums from all over the country on our WhatsApp group. So the
Amazing.
CIC was set up just to offer more for our SEN community, more specifically around the profound SEN,
Yeah,
because that's what myself and my sisters who set this up have. We have profound SEN children and some other disabilities too. So just with the lack of resources and availability of places that offer for our children, we just thought, why not start up ourselves? So what we offer is initially like a WhatsApp group. We offer play and stays in
mhm,
community centres that offer their time and offer their space to us. We try to keep it as low cost so that it's effective for everybody because we know with our
amazing.
children costs are quite high. And yeah, so of course it's SEN led. We are open to non-SEN children coming along with in order to, teach inclusivity.
Yeah,
Um, and then we offer virtual coffee mornings, bearing in mind that not all SEN mums can attend in person. And because of dispersity, we've done it online, and that's great where they just share their views and be listened to, any questions, just to add that, emotional regulation for everybody. And we do SEN hour at the mosque because we know how difficult it is to go at normal
fantastic.
times. Again, just reaching out to so many messages, and luckily, so many they've been very excited to offer the Cent Hour at the mosque. So we're just, the moment is no set in stone what we offer, kind of a
Yes,
variety, but it's just as much as we can do with ourselves being so busy with our children.
that is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I'll share your link so our viewers can find you as well.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your boys and what kind of challenges you come across every single day.
Yeah, so my boys they're quite big now. They are, one is nearly 11, one just turned
Mhm.
8. So I've been in the autism world for nearly 11 years, make it 10 for the first year doesn't really count, they're babies. But yeah, I've gone through quite a bit. I've worked at special needs schools, I've volunteered at special needs play groups. So, it's different varieties, speaking to the mums there as well. I've attended special needs play groups in my own time when they were of that age and just continuously doing courses on ASD groups, set up our own now, and always in touch with professionals. And as you and I both know, always in and out of hospitals and appointments.
Yes.
So you gather quite a lot of information around autism.
Yes, of course. Can you tell us a little bit more about Pika? Because that is a subject many viewers may not understand. And again, we are talking about autism, which is a wide spectrum. But my daughter Afia and your boys are on the severe side of the spectrum. And our children face a lot more challenges on a daily basis. And when you have Pika as an addition, it becomes even more challenging. So tell us a little bit more about the challenges you come across Pika and what exactly Pika is for our viewers.
Yeah, so pica is a eating disorder. It comes under it. It's basically the eating of inedible items. So items that should not be digested, that's not edible, essentially. It's one of the most severe forms of self-harming, by definition. And it still is not even on the NICE guidelines, considering how widespread it is and how severe it is. But me and this amazing charity called TNPAS, the National Pica
Mhm.
Advisory Service, not just me, but myself and other moms, collaboratively, we're fighting to get it on the NIC guidelines so that training is mandatory and that there's guidelines to follow for our children that have severe PICA.
Yes.
So yeah, pica is named actually after the magpie. It was a Latin word because what the magpies, they eat absolutely everything and they don't discriminate between food and non-food items. So it's named after that. Um, because I was always
And
wondering
people,
why pica.
yeah, yeah. And people who have pica, they are at severe risk of eating pebbles, which can be a choking hazard, or drinking bleach or other cleaning items which you may find in a household,
Yeah,
and which can lead to severe harm. And hence, it's one of the most severe forms of self-harm.
exactly.
Sadly, yes, yeah,
Yeah, it could cause like a perforation.
yeah,
Operations are very likely needed. So hospitalization. So you need to make sure that hospital passports are up to date, and you have that definitely written on the care plan for the hospital passport, what it may entail. Um, bowel obstruction is
yes,
cause severe constipation, which affects the ENS system, which has
yeah.
over 100 million neurons and affects mood, and it is quite detrimental
It
that
is, it
affects
is.
what it does to
Yeah.
the gastrointestinal system.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, of course. Tell us more about what everyday living is like with an autistic child. I mean, I have Afia, and she's now 18, so she's an adult, but she is going to be my child forever. And the challenges we face every day, they are sometimes beyond belief, and people struggle to understand what severe autism is really like. So, share some of your experiences for our viewers to understand what severe side of the spectrum is, and the effect of that, not just on the autistic person, but the entire family as well.
Um, the effect on the autistic person is more profound because essentially
Mhm.
they could be suffering, and per family, it depends how much you want to give, I
Yeah.
feel. There's some families that say is probably is not too hard or behaviors are somewhat okay because they're not understanding properly. So a child being quiet or not progressing or, is not necessarily meaning that that's just them. Or sometimes you could be trying maximum what you can do in therapies and everything, and they can't progress. So it's per
Yes. Yeah.
child, but it's also per family. It's very important how much you need to kind of work out routines and dissecting how much you want to give from a typical family dynamic
Of
of what
course.
you
Yeah.
expected. So it changes, but I think the more mental understanding you have to autism and why they portray with such behaviors and why they have such in the severe autism world, why
Mhm.
the cognitive delays are there, because the lack of communication in the brain that's happening and the neurological differences that they have, although they look normal. Well, it depends,
Yeah.
because with the severe ones, you can tell sometimes as well, but there's still some severe that you just can't tell
Yeah.
until you get to know them because they're just quiet and their face is just so cute and they're just there. So yeah, it's just definitely it's getting to know, understanding the medical behind it. So not saying that autism has medical reasons, but at the same time, the other behavioral aspects does have medical reasons most of the time in terms of
Yes.
being angry or self-harming. That's not the autism, that's the misunderstanding. So if
Yeah.
you understand them and you help them with the communication for our children who are nonverbal and likely will
Yes.
be due to the oral motor deficits, you work around, like a total communication approach or whatever communication style suits them. And then you see some reduction in behaviors. But something will always be thrown at you. Usually the baseline is the communication issue. You can only
Yes, it
imagine.
is.
Because
Yeah.
if you look at our
Yeah.
neurotypical babies or children or individuals, adults even, they even have struggles or behaviors or tantrums, let's call it, For them, I'm calling it tantrums because they have understanding and they just,
Yeah.
if they don't get their own way or if they're not understood straight away, they're like, oh, don't speak to me, or, just example, or something
Yeah.
like that. So how can we expect a child who has become a teenager as you are, she is nearly a young adult, she
Yes.
is a young adult,
She is now. Yes.
make God better, and so much that they must want to say. And it's different with you because I know you're actually trying your best, but still there are behavior issues.
Yeah.
Even with me, so much behavior issues. So just continuously learning and learning and learning, and it's never
Absolutely.
ending. So not getting comfortable in one position is how I manage it. Having routines, learning as much as I can, and putting in place what is right for my children. I have two
Yes.
children, very different approaches.
Fantastic, fantastic. Because that's the main thing, not every autistic child or every autistic adult will be the same, or the same approach will work for them. And you have a clear example there. You have two children in your house who you care for every single day, but you have to have different approaches, because one approach will probably work for one of them, it may not work for the other one. And whilst you're on the topic of behavior, this is what I say in my training: behavior is a language. There's always an underlying reason behind every single behavior. And when, as parents and professionals, we try and find out the reason, the core reason behind that behavior, and then we can work on that, and then we can support the autistic person to overcome that challenging behavior. So that is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about your interaction with family or other healthcare professionals, how easy or how difficult it is to make people understand your child's needs, because that's where I have struggled a lot over the years, making people understand what Afia needs. People may have a different perception to what they think Afia needs or what kind of support she needs. But at the end of the day, I'm Afia's mother, I'm her primary carer. As much as the world doesn't want to acknowledge that I know the best, I know my child the best. That is the case. And that's why I really advocate for parents, because parents know their children the best. So tell us a little bit about your interactions with the wider community, whether it's your family and friends or other professionals.
Yeah. So it wasn't always smooth sailing starting off with family, because when he was younger, behaviors can, overlap with like toddler behaviors
Yeah.
and autistic behaviors. But of course, as we are living with them 24/7, we see the gaps. We see that quite toddler anymore. That's
Yes. Yeah.
things that luckily I've had my mum's support. So definitely and my dad, but more so mums are mums. So yeah, mum support and dad. The wider family, when I didn't have enough knowledge or no information, I would be quiet because I didn't know what answer to give, apart from, well, he has autism, it's just part of it, you know? This is going back to when he was 1 or 2. And I was confused myself, and I would take advice from older family members, thinking, okay, well, this something's gonna work. I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out what to do for my child. The more and more I learned about it, the more I worked in certain places, reached out, heard professionals, listened to some mums, the more I gained confidence in teaching people and saying, oh, hold on a minute, you're saying this, but like the ridiculous one of it was out of goodwill. I was mentioned by a
Yes.
family
Yeah.
member. The iPads cause autism, and it was out of goodwill. Uh, but it's just that stigma. And I told that family member that no, that's what it can do. It can cause tiredness and eyesight issues and excessiveness. Of course, you're gonna, get tired, and it's gonna have behavior issues. That's just a young age. However, that doesn't cause autism. That just
Yeah.
causes autism-like symptoms in neurotypical children who then need like rehabilitation to get off it. And she was amazing. She heard me out, and she was like, "Thank you so much for explaining. I'm gonna go back and like let the people know who are saying this that it's not the autism case, because you have autism and you have the autism in the family,
Yeah.
and you know what it would be like." And so she goes, "Thank you for letting me know." And that was that. But yeah, throughout the years, there's a lot of I don't understand. Sometimes, like most of the time when I have a family gathering, I would take them when they're regulated after we have exhausted ourselves, taking them out, fulfilling their routine. So they'd be like, the kids will probably be sitting to the side quietly, tired. And they'd be like, oh, they look so normal and they look great. I don't know why online and things says autism is such a struggle and things. And then they don't see us leaving within like 10, 15 minutes for that
Yeah.
reason. Had I stayed
Yeah.
that longer than 10, 15 minutes is nothing. But because we've
Yes.
left, they haven't seen the behavior. So they just seen that nice, beautiful 15 minutes glimpse of my children,
Yes.
which is what I want, by the way. I don't want my children's behaviors or vulnerable times to be seen by others,
Yeah.
because they're still human. And I don't have
Yeah.
to
Of
put it on show
course.
for anyone to believe. Because
Yeah.
I see it, I know my children, and I will fight and advocate for them. The people who are relevant, who need to see it, like professionals and things, then I will have to, unfortunately, show them.
Yeah.
But family members, I could tell them that's enough. If they want to take it, they take it. If they don't, that's up to them. It's like I did in one of these videos I made that I explained. Some people understood, some people didn't, and that's life. But
Yes.
most of the majority it has been great, family and friends wise and public, with the confidence that I show with my children.
That's brilliant. That's amazing because when you explain to people with the confidence and the knowledge you have, people are more likely to believe that. And that's what, we are trying to do with your organization, with the Autism Foundation as well. We're trying to spread that knowledge as much as possible because knowledge is power, whether you have a child with autism or not. But if you're educated on that subject, then you can probably support somebody. If you see somebody on the streets or a shopping mall and you see a mum struggling with the autistic person, then you are more equipped to go and support them as much as possible. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It luckily has happened many times because I have the picture cards, the pecs on
yeah.
my bag. It's on like a lanyard and then on the bag. And this one mum, we was in a fun fair kind of, it's like an indoor adventure. And she goes, Mum, you come. She goes, show my son that it's finished. The ride. He was having a meltdown that the ride was finished. He didn't understand. I said, oh, finish, finish.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, whatever, but okay. He walked off. But it helped. So having it
Yes.
hanging up and stuff. I get asked a lot about my picture cards actually by nearly
Okay.
everyone because it's like a little charm on my bag, which of course I
Yeah.
carry all the time. And
Yes.
it's a good starter, topic starter to explain.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Hannah, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, your expertise, and a tiny glimpse of what it is like for yourself and your boys, and what it is like living with autism. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and hopefully we will see you again because I know you and I have many more topics to cover.
Yes.
But for now, it's a goodbye and we'll see you again.
See you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.